Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. In this video, we're going to look at the topic digital currency. Now, let's look at the meaning of digital currency. We say that digital currency exists purely in a digital format, which means that there's no physical form, meaning that you cannot have it in cash. So this makes it different from the traditional currencies that we such as dollar, pounds, yen. Okay, we cannot have it in a physical form. However, digital currency is accepted form of payment. So even though it is not physical, it is still real money, and it can be used to make payments for goods and services. So as with cash or credit or debit cards, digital currency can be transferred between accounts, meaning it can be transferred from one account to another. And this is possible because money only exists as data on a computer, but it can be transferred into physical cash if we need it. Now, we said that digital currency relies on central banking system, which means that the bank acts as trusted third parties that manage accounts and verify transactions. For example, imagine Nick wants to send money to Irina. Nick uses Bank X and Irina uses Bank Y. The transaction from Nick to Irina must pass through these banks, which checks the balance, approves the transaction, and records the transaction. Now, this system works, but it comes with its own challenges. And the main problem with this centralized system is confidentiality and security. And this is because all this data is stored and controlled centrally, and these systems can be targeted for hacking, data breaches, or misuse of information. So to address these issues, there is a different type of digital currency that was introduced, which is called cryptocurrency. And cryptocurrency uses decentralization system. Now, cryptocurrency is a form of digital currency that does not rely on any central authority like the bank or government. You can see that there is no authority in between user A and customer A and customer B. So instead, it uses cryptography to track and secure transactions. So for cryptocurrency, there's no state control, and the rules are set by the cryptocurrency community itself. Now, another important difference is transparency, meaning that the cryptocurrency transactions are publicly available, and therefore all transactions can be tracked and the amount of money in the system can be monitored, meaning that anyone can see the transactions and verify them, even though user identities are protected. So this makes the system more secured and trustworthy. So cryptocurrency system works by being within a blockchain network, which means that it is much more secured. Now let's look at blockchaining. So blockchain is a decentralized database, and all transactions of network members are stored on this database. What this means is that the blockchain consists of a number of interconnected computers, but they are not connected to a central server. It means that instead of storing data on one central server, the data is stored across many interconnected computers, which is known as nodes. Whenever a new transaction takes place, all networked computers get a copy of the transaction. Therefore, it cannot be changed without the consent of all network members, meaning that each computer in the network stores a copy of all transactions, so which makes it extremely difficult to tamper with, and this removes the risk of security issues such as hacking. Now, blockchain is used in many areas. It is used in cryptocurrency, it is used in smart contracts, research, politics, and education. Now, let's look at how blockchain works. So, whenever a new transaction takes place, a new block is created, and each block that is created will contain 3 items. Okay, it will contain the transaction data. So for example, the name of the sender and the recipient, the amount of money. Also, it will contain the hash value. So this hash value is actually a unique digital fingerprint for that block. So it's a unique value that is generated by an algorithm. And even a small change in data will completely change this hash value data. And then we also have the previous hash value. Okay, this previous hash value, it points back to the previous block in the chain. So a new hash value is created each time a new block is created, and this hash value is unique to each block and includes a timestamp which identifies when an event actually takes place. Now let's look at part of blockchaining. So this blockchaining consists of 5 blocks, and block 1 is called the Genesis block. So this is the first block in the blockchain and does not point to any previous block. That is why you can see that the previous hashtag is 0000. So every other block will contain the hash value and the previous hash value. Okay, so the hash value of the previous block is what links this block to the previous block. Now, what happens if someone tries to change the data of, let's say, block 2? Now, if someone tries to change the data of block 2, then the hash value of the block will change. And when the hash value of the block change, and because block 3, okay, we can see that block 3 stores the previous hash value of block 2, then it will not be the same again, and this makes the block 3 and all other blocks after it invalid. So as a result, tampering can be easily detected. Now, how is tampering and hacking prevented in blockchaining? So blockchain prevents tampering using what we call proof of work. So hacker will find it hard to recreate block 3 and block 4 due to what we call proof of work. So proof of work ensures that it takes about 10 minutes to add a new block, which makes it very hard for hackers to recreate blocks quickly. And all nodes within this network create a consensus, meaning that majority must agree before any change is accepted. Now, for hackers to succeed, they need to change the data on more than half of the nodes, and which is practically impossible. So that's all for this lesson. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.